simple Google Drive tutorial. Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, I'll be showing you guys how you can get started with Google Drive. Now, you might wonder, I already know everything I need to know about Google Drive, but there is so much more that we don't realize, and Google Drive is capable of so much stuff that we don't realize. So let's get into being able to fully utilize Google Drive. Now, to get started with Google Drive, simply head on over to google.com/drive and then click on Sign In. Once you click on Sign In, you can sign into your Google account. I have signed in already, so this is my Google Drive. Now, this is your drive on web or PC. Most to all people like to use Google Drive on their PCs. However, keep in mind that you can also get Google Drive on your phone. So if you want to get Google Drive on your phone, you can go into your Google Play Store or your App Store on iOS devices. It's available on both Android and iOS, so you don't have to worry about that. And if I show you guys an example of how you can open up Google Drive in your mobile devices, this is my phone over here. And if I go into my phone, I can go into apps. And once I open up my App Store from here, I can search for Google Drive like this. And then you will have this, which is Google Drive. You can click on Update or Download. And once you click on Download, you can just go on ahead and open it in your phone. And this is my Google Drive on my phone. All the features and accessibility is pretty much the same. So it's really just your personal preference on how you want to use Google Drive. Now, going back to our PC, because it is one of the most widely used forms of using Google Drive, I will be focusing more on the PC aspects and how you can get started with Google Drive on your desktop. Now, the first and foremost thing is, what is the purpose of using Google Drive? Well, Google Drive gives you access to some limited storage, which is 15 gigabytes of storage on their free version. You always have the option to upgrade your Google Drive and get access to more storage. However, if you already have a Google account, that means you have 15 gigabytes of storage provided by Google Drive. However, keep in mind this includes Google Drive, Google Photos, and Gmail. So if your mailbox is cluttered and you have a lot of data over there, it is also going to be taking up space of your Google Drive. Now, going on to the actual functionality of Google Drive. So if I go into Google Drive over here, currently this is an empty drive, and you have a home section on the top left. You have a My Drive section where you can see all of the things that you have uploaded. Then you have a computer section. Now, the computer section allows you to sync up your device and your folders, and you can go on ahead and use Drive to just access your folders. However, the functionality of this is only when you are connected to the internet. Now, going into My Drive, we can get started with uploading our content or our folders or whatever you want to store on Google Drive. You can click on New on the top left, and you have a few different options. First off, you can upload a file or a folder. These two are different things. A file is one item, or a folder is a collection of items capsulated within a folder. As an example, let's upload a file. So I'll go into Pokemon 2, and I'm uploading Pokemon 2 over here. Now, this is one individual file that I am uploading. This is not a folder. However, if I want to upload a folder directly into Google Drive, I don't have to manually select all the files within that folder. Instead, I can go into New, click on Folder, Upload. Now, once you do that, this actually makes you only able to select a folder. Even if I click on the folders that have multiple different items within that, you'll have this thesis folder over here. If I want to upload individual items, I no longer have the ability to do so. I can just upload the entire folder, and I can click on Upload over here, and you will see Upload to this site. I will click on Upload, and now my folder will be uploaded. Now, one thing to note about the Google Drive settings or visual settings is that on the right section, you have the direction of sorting. Then you have the type of sorting you want. So if you want to sort things by when they were modified or opened, then you have the mix of folders and files. Because if you are storing a lot of stuff in Google Drive, you want easy accessibility. And for that, you can keep your folders on top. This can make sure that things that you have organized in folders are accessible to you at any time, and things that are just files can be listed down below. Now, other than that, on the top left, you have the type of item that you are searching for. So you can be searching for a document, and this will only display the documents that you have. You can be searching for a presentation, a spreadsheet, a form, photos, images, PDFs, videos, shortcuts, sites, and more. Now you guys can see these are the items of my folder that are now being displayed in my files section. Keep in mind that if you don't want this display, you cannot directly remove it. Instead, you can just go into your home drive, and in your home drive, you can choose to filter out only folders like this, and this will only display the folders. And in your My Drive section, you can follow a similar pattern if you want individual items not to be displayed. Now, after that, you have the option to create a new document, slide, sheet, or other items directly in Google Drive. To do that, click on New on the top left, and then you can click on Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, Forms, and others. Now, if I want to build a new document, I can just click on Google Docs over here. And let's say I have a meeting note like this. I can add a calendar or, whatever it might be. Let's say this is my thesis proposal like this. So whatever you're going to enter, let's say I just edit this document to my thesis proposal, it's going to be auto-saved. Now, the auto-save actually happens to your drive. And if I close this tab now that I have closed this tab, I can go into Home. And if I go into Home in my Google Drive, my actual Word document, or just the document that I created on Google Docs, will appear in my drive. It's the same thing for any sheet you create, any slide, form, or website, app script, Jamboard, map, or drawing that you create with Google. This can be a great way to make sure that all of the things that you are doing are accessible to you at one point. Now, if you create a bunch of different items and you want to build them all in one folder, so let's say I want thesis, and within this I want 2 different sections. So maybe I am doing one thing like my research proposal and then my data. I want to build folders within this. So to do that, simply click on New, and then once you click on New folder on the top left. Once you click on that, you can rename your folders. Let's say this is my proposal. In this, I want to add all the documents that are related to my proposal, and you can do a simple drag and drop to add or remove items to a particular folder. Keep in mind that if a folder has certain permissions, then the folder will be shared accordingly to those permissions. Now I can build my second folder, which might be my data that I've collected, and now I can drag and drop the rest of my files over here. Now, in this way, you can make sure that you are dividing your data into categories and subcategories for easier access for you. Now, another great part about using Google Drive is that if you are in a hurry and you want to just search for your item, you can just search in Drive from the top. So if I go on ahead and search for thesis, it will automatically show me the thesis items that I have, such as the thesis proposal or the thesis. Then, if you want, you can click on Advanced Search over here and actually go on ahead and proceed with a advanced search. This includes the type of thing that you are searching, who should be the owner, so if it was created by you or if it was not created by you, the specific keywords that you are searching with, item names, location, the last time it was modified, if it was requested or approved, and then any follow-ups and shared tos. This can help you in searching in a vast database, especially if you're using Google Drive professionally, where you have a large number of files that you need to search from. The search bar also has this tool to reach advanced search without having to click on the search bar. Now, moving on to our next section on Google Drive, which is your quick access. So on the top right, you have your Google account. So if I just open up Google, I'll just search for Google over here. And in my Google account, if I just open up Google and I have logged in, I can always click on the top right, and this will open up Google Apps, and then you have the quick access bar. Now you can add Google Drive over here to make it easier, and you can reset the arrangement of the items as well. I have removed Google Drive so I can go into more apps and insert Google Drive over there as well into my quick apps. And this is just your personal preferences, how you want to set these up. So you can click on Manage Apps, and you have Built by Google. You have a bunch of different apps to integrate into your Quick Apps Startup button as well. Now, other than that, if you go into your different views on your Google Drive, you have your My Drive view, which shows you all of the content that you have. However, if you want, you can view this in the form of a list as well. And in the list format, you will have the reason suggested, the owner, as well as the location. So if you click on location, it will show you the location, which is My Drive. Now, if I click on the location of data or hover my mouse over data or proposal, it will actually show me where the drive file is. So if I click on data over here, on the bottom, it's displaying this item is present within the data folder, which is present within the thesis folder, which is present within my drive. Now, one thing about Google Drive is that it's highly shareable and customizable. So let's say I'm supposed to share this thesis with another member. Now to do that, let's say I only want to share my proposal and not my entire data. I can click on this particular file and I can enter that file. So let's say I have my thesis file over here and I want to share this with someone. However, for one person, I want them to be able to see both my proposal and my data. And for the other person, I only want them to be able to see my proposal. To be able to do this, you can click on these three dots over here and click on share. Once you click on share, you can click on share and add that person via email. Now, you can choose two options. You can create a anyone with the link option where anyone with the link would be able to access. However, because this might be sensitive information, like your thesis proposal or your research proposal, you can go on ahead and add people, groups, or calendars dependent on their email. So I'll just add myself like this, and I can choose the permissions that I want to give a certain person. Now, I can choose to notify that person as well. And I can choose the level of permission they have. So if they are a viewer, commentator, or editor, let's say I want someone to be an editor. Keep in mind that a viewer is only able to view the file and make no other changes. A commentator is going to be someone that is able to comment on the files that you have uploaded. And then an editor can delete, organize, add, edit, and basically manage the entire folder. So I want to add as an editor. And I'll just click on send. Now the access for this will be updated and this will be shared with another person. However, if you want to see how many people are sharing a particular folder, you can open that folder up and you will see this icon on the top, which will say shared. So you can click on that and then this will show you the permissions of each individual member as well as the general access settings of your folder. You can also go on ahead and provide a anyone with the link option, and you can choose that anyone with the link could be a viewer. And this can be a great way to share your ideas with a larger group without having any editorial permissions. However, I want to keep this restricted, and proceeding forward, I might want to add one person only to be able to access my proposal. So I can click on the proposal and click on share and then click on share again. Now, once I do that, I will be sharing only the proposal folder. Keep in mind that this account that I added over here has access to both the data and the proposal folders because I directly added that person into the thesis folder. If you only want a person to have access to one folder, for example, I'll remove myself from the general access like this. I'm going to remove access. So now no one has access other than me. And I only want the other person to have access to the proposal. I can click on these three dots, click on share. Once I click on share, I'm going to add myself once more as a viewer, let's say, a commentator, and then click on save. Now, this particular folder is a shared folder. However, the higher folder of the thesis is no longer a shared folder. So if I go into home or my drive, I can see this folder. If I click on the shareability, it is not a shared folder. However, if I go into data over here, it is also not a shared folder, but the proposal is actually shared by the other person. This can help you in managing different permission levels for different people, as well as sharing relevant information for your teams or for your colleagues. Now, moving on, you can also do this in the form of groups, so you can add multiple people into one folder. So you can just add as many people as you want. And if you have any groups created in your Google account, you will be able to access those groups and directly add that entire group. Now, you also have some additional file actions present. If you go into your Drive and click on any file that you have the option to share it, download it, move it to a new folder, delete, and then copy the link. Then if you click on more actions, you can rename your file, make a duplicate, and organize the file into a shortcut or add it to your starred folder. Now you can click on add shortcut, and you can add a shortcut to one of your locations. This might be your starred folder, this might be your all locations folder. Let's say you have a bunch of different files uploaded in your thesis folder and you want a shortcut to one particular file. You can build that file and the shortcut would be added to the top, so it's easier for you to access. Now, these are different file features that can help you in making sure everything is organized and accessible to you. One of the more hierarchy features of Google Drive includes the star feature. So if there's anything that's important, I can go on ahead and click on the item. And once we click on the item, we can go on ahead and proceed with our file info. Go on to making this a starred folder or file. And now that I have started, I will be able to see it on the left column. We have the starred section, and all of the items that you have starred are going to appear over here. Now, this can be a great way to organize important things that are going to be necessary for you to access. Plus, you can also make different folder colors to organize different types of information. For example, let's say I want to separate my work and my university work. So I can go into Home, we're going to my Drive and build two separate folders, which might be work, and then the second folder is going to be university, like this. And then I can go on ahead and click on the folders and then click on the organize section and choose a color for university. Let's say I want to go for pink. And for work, I am going to go with a separate color. Let's say I want purple. Now, all the things that are related to university can be labeled as pink, and I can label everything related to work as purple. This is just going to make it easier for you to be able to distinguish between the different types of data that you have, between the different types of files data, and the different permissions you want to provide in different sections of your Google Drive. Now, if you take a look at your Shared With Me section on the left, this will display any content that is being shared with you. Now, you will not have ownership of that content. However, you will have accessibility depending on the permissions that the original owner has provided you with. So that can be something as a folder, it could be files, it could be pictures, it could be Word docs, Google Sites, it could really be anything. As long as the other person has provided permissions, you can access all of those things in your Shared With Me folder. Now, below that, you have a spam section. These are going to be files that are flagged as spam, and this could be duplicates of photos, as well as people sharing random things with you where they are prone to maybe fraud or a spam email. Now, on the left, you also have a trash feature, and you can delete any item and it will appear in the trash. So if I delete this Word doc, although I created this in Google Docs, I can trash it directly from my Google Drive. And if I go into the trash over here, now it's in trash. Now, in your trash, things will remain there for 30 days. After 30 days, the item will be deleted permanently. You can also choose to empty your trash by yourself if you no longer have any use of these items. Now, the best part about using Google Drive is using it as a backup. So if you want to use it as a backup, you can use it as a backup on your phone or even on your devices. You can go on to New and build a backup section where you can go on ahead and upload all of these things that you are storing in your original storage cards in your desktop storage and upload that over here. Now, you have the option to also use the mobile app for backups, and the mobile app backup is pretty automated, so you can just automate that. However, on the desktop version, obviously because desktops usually do have a lot more stuff than a phone, 15 gigabytes is usually not enough. So if you're looking to upgrade, you can click on Get More Storage on the left. Once you click on Get More Storage, you will see different types of plans available. These plans can range from a couple of dollars, and Even their annual billing for 200 gigabytes is pretty low. You also have access to Google Exports. You can share this with 5 other people, so you don't have to worry about your storage going to waste, especially if you're someone that is, worried that they're not going to be able to use all the storage, but they do want to share it with another person. And then you also have 2 terabytes of storage that Google is providing. And with that, you also have other functionalities such as access to Google Exports, having Google Workspace Premium features, which are a separate paid tool, and you can have those features integrated for you. You also can monitor the dark web, as well as extra member benefits and access to more Google photo editing features. Plus, the annual billing saves you 16%, and the monthly billing is a standard pricing. Now, this can also vary depending on, what type of country you are in, what type of plans Google is offering over there. Now, if you go into your storage section over here in Google One, you can click on Backup Your Device over here, and you will see what you can back up. Now, in iOS, you can back up your Google Calendar, contacts, photos, and videos. And on Android, you can back up your entire device data, including MMS messages, attachments, photos, and videos. So I would say that people using iOS are not going to be able to fully experience the full unlimited features of Google, but it is with a, grain of salt. You do have accessibility to save your Google stuff. Now, you also have the option to import your Google Photos and videos from iCloud to Google Photos, and you can go to iCloud and import your photos to Google instead if you are converting to the Google ecosystem. And the Google ecosystem is really prevalent, especially for working people. You usually are going to be sharing data, files, Excel sheets, all that, and that usually is done in the form of Google. Now, if you want to access some of the other features, like Google Sheets, you can click on New and open up the Google Sheet. Now, you might wonder, hey, I want to share this, but I don't want to go back into my Drive dashboard. I just want to share this directly. Well, you can click on Share on the top right and directly enter the email of the people that you want to share it with. And that is all you have to do. It will directly be shared to them, and they can access it from their Drive and their Shared With Me folder. Now, another tool that is not directly a Google Drive tool, but it is integrated within Google, and you guys have been seeing it for the past 10-15 minutes, and that is the Write Control panel. Now, the Write Control panel allows you access to your Google Calendar, your Google Keep, where you can take notes. You also have Google Tasks, where you can add a particular task, and then your Google Contacts. So in this way, you can actually go on ahead and add different tasks, and you can even build different task lists directly within Google Drive while you're working on Google Drive. And this can be a great way to manage your work. Let's say it's going to be thesis tasks. I can create this list, and I can start building tasks. So let's say I am rewrite proposal, like this, and I can enter details about this as well. I can set a due date for when I am supposed to complete this task. Click on OK, and then just like that, a task will be created. Now, if I click on the 3 dots of this task, I can even build subtasks that are present within this. So I can check off those subtasks if this is a larger task that needs to be done in steps. Now, for each individual subtask, you can also set a different due date and detail. So let's say I want to find 10 similar researches like this, and then I can set a due date like this. And you can even set a time with your due date. So you can click on set time and set a particular time that you're meant to finish this task by. And you can create as many tasks as you want. And if you want to jot down some notes, you can go into the keep section and build your own notes. Now you can also delete any note that you have taken, and you can add a lot of information in one note. You can click on take note over here. Let's say I'm supposed to pick up dry cleaning like this, and then I just have this one note. You can choose to pin a note so it stays on the top. This can be for your urgent things or things you will keep forgetting. and you can take more notes. And if you want the full experience of Google Notes or Google Keep, you can click on the note over here and click on Open in Keep, and this would open up Google Keep. However, I do understand that most people want to just use Google Drive and focus on that, but using these additional tools can just help you in making sure that you are doing everything you need. You can look at Google Drive and feel like, oh, I have to maybe reorganize my thesis folder in my Drive. So you can add that as a task directly on the right panel without having to access multiple different third-party tools. Now, moving on to the next and final section of Google Drive, you can choose to remove this access bar from the right if you no longer need it. And if you want, you can also go on ahead and remove Google Drive from the shortcuts over here. Now, this is the Drive shortcut. I can move it to the top if I want. So where is it? Yeah, here it is. I can move it to the top, and if I click on it, it would lead me to my Google Drive. Now, as you guys can see, we created this untitled spreadsheet, so it is now going to appear over here. And if we want, we can delete the spreadsheet as well. Now, one other thing is that your home section will display both items that have been created by you and items that were shared with you. So if you want to remove something from your home section, you can click on the More Actions and add Not a Helpful Suggestion, and it will remove that suggestion from your home section. Usually your home section will display the most recently visited files that you have been looking at. Now you might wonder, hey, Google Drive seemed a whole lot easier before. Well, Google Drive is a great tool because it is so easy to use that sometimes we don't even bother organizing it to a higher level so we can accomplish more on Google Drive. I don't necessarily feel like using a daily planner other than my Google Calendar and my Google Tasks, simply because they line up so well with your already existing ecosystem. Even as an iOS user, even if you are an iOS user or an Android user, Google Calendar is already integrated, and usually you can keep all of your vacations, all of your holidays marked in your calendar, and that can be helpful in linking up your tasks, your to-do lists, your notes that you're taking. All of that can be synced up into one ecosystem. So I hope you guys found this video helpful and you are now able to get started with Google Drive. Now, I wouldn't recommend just using Google Drive. I definitely would suggest that to make the most of Google, go to Google Tasks, go to the Google Sheets, go to our Google Notes, just to try those features out to see if you like them. Just test them out, because initially when you're using a new application such as Google Keep or Google Notes, you usually find it to be so simplistic that you feel like it's not going to serve that large of a purpose in your day-to-day utilitarian tasks. But because of the clean UI and interface, and the fact that the features are non-cluttered, it has all the basic features you would need without providing you with unnecessary knickknacks or decorative features that most other apps are going to provide. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you are now able to use Google Drive like a professional. If you did find it helpful, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you have any questions or queries about Google Drive, Google, or any other platform, leave those in the comment box down below. I would love to know what you guys have to say, and share this video with a friend who needs to start cleaning up their Google Drive.